Hey guys, I'm so excited today to show you guys how I edit my wedding photos for Instagram using Lightroom and my presets, so follow along. For those of you who are new to photo editing, this is called Adobe Lightroom, and I'm going to show you how I edit my wedding photos with my presets. For those who are not sure what presets are filters that I created within Lightroom after I learned how to edit and got my style kind of nailed down. If you are interested, you can buy these on my website, and I will include the link in the description below. Basically, I have three packs. Pack one is what you see here. A little correction in pack one, when you buy it, you don't see as many here because these are the add-ons that I sort of created after a while. You get four. Basically, the HD Baker, HD Diablo, La Push, Rainier, and then you can buy pack two. And my latest one is pack three. There's this thing that call Hey Darling presets. I don't sell these at all because these are for my workshop that I do only. So since we talked about the latest pack, I can show you how I edit with pack three. This photo right here was photographed in the rain. You can see the little rain particle here. That looks pretty cool. Within pack three itself, I usually hover over, and if you are new to photo editing, when you hover over a preset, that doesn't mean the final look is going to look like that. There's so many other things that you need to do to achieve a certain look that you want. So let's say we click on HD Snoqualmie. When you click on it, now with the preset, your photos look a little bit too bright or too washed out. You can compare before to after. This is before original, looks very contrasty, really beautiful. And with the preset on, you're like, oh, what's going on? That's because there's no such thing as one preset for every single photo. Every photo that you take is in a different setting, different light setting. That you might be in the forest with lots of greens reflecting on your client's skin, or you could be by the ocean where sunset is super bright. So that's why each preset has its own thing, but you still have to work around to make sure you get the kind of look that you want. So from looking at this, I can see that this is too bright. First thing I do is click on exposure, and you can see how you can modify with the arrow, sorry, the plus or minus button. That's how I usually edit it. I just hit minus real quick, a couple of times, just to see how I like it. That looks way better than before, but I'm still not happy with everything that's happening. I want her skin to pop a little bit more. So what I do is, you see that when your highlight goes up, your skin and everything, the highlight part of the image would get brighter. So that's what I do. For the photo to be a little bit more contrasty, I would drag my shadow down just so that we would pop a little bit more. One thing too, watch out to your white balance. Every single camera that you take photos with will give you a different kind of white balance. Uh, or some people photograph weddings in a certain Kelvin, and that would make the photo brighter or cooler or whatever. What you need to know is white balance is information only. That's kind of data on your picture. When you messed it up the first time, like when you take photos and the white balance is just not right, that doesn't mean your photo is ruined. You can still fix it by just dragging the temperature and the tint up and down a little bit. I would love for this photo just to be a little bit um, warmer, on the warmer side. So what I do is I drag this temperature up, and you go slow. You don't want to go high. Here, I'll go fast just to see how it would look. And see that's yellow, and that's too much. So I don't want that on my photo, but I want their skin. What I'm looking at is their skin color. I would go a little bit slower, maybe around there. That looks super awesome. Um, and yeah, that's basically it on this photo. Here's a little bit before. Here is the edited version. It's just more colors go right back into your photos. And since we're talking about different pack of each of my presets, I want to show you how this image would look if you edit with another preset. So I'll make a virtual copy of this photo. Um, so down here for this virtual copy, let's just look at pack 2. This is a little bit too dark now when I click on HD Whitby, but I know Whitby is very cinematic. It has that like gray Tumblr vibe. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but when I click on here and go just a little bit brighter, you can see that everything is sort of very desaturated. You can see that his blue suit is still blue. The colors of the flowers are very, very desaturated, but you can still see it. And that's the difference that I'm trying to show you guys, is that with one photo, you can still achieve different kind of mood and different kind of aesthetic that you're going for by edit in a different way. So here again, for the shadow, I just want it to be a little bit brighter. And let's just see what would happen if we drag our temperature. That's a little bit too yellow for this kind of aesthetic, so I would go lower here. All right. So not to compare which one is better, because I feel like how you edit and how you want to keep your Instagram look in a certain way, that's sort of like your fingerprint. That's sort of like what put you in your photography world and your brand as a whole. So here's what it looks like if I were to edit this photo and upload it to my Instagram today. This is what it would look like if I had done this photo like maybe a year ago, because I was really into that desaturated at that time. With that being said, once again, there's no such thing as this is better than the other. It's just different variety that you can pick on. Next thing I want to show you how I would edit this photo. This beautiful sunrise photo was done at Yosemite National Park last year when I photographed the elopement there. So first thing first, let's just put on like another a preset right now. So I put HD Snoqualmie. If you guys haven't noticed already, Pack 3 HD Snoqualmie is like my all-time favorite. So once again, you put Snoqualmie in, and this is a backlit photo, and it looked just a tiny bit too bright and not very contrasty. So what I would do is turn my exposure down. Next thing I want to play with, and I really want to encourage you guys to play with, is this contrast slider right here. Move it around to see how you like it. So I'm going just so from negative 10, 15, I'm going up to like positive something. And what I'm watching out for is their faces like right here. I just love how they look a little bit more defined. And I want to drop my shadow just a little and then put out my highlight. What I'm doing is making sure my photo is more contrasty once again. And the next thing is, when I photographed this photo, when I saw this photo in the back of my camera, I wish that I had moved either out a little bit further or in a little bit further, just so the composition looks better and more defined. So what I would do now is crop within Lightroom. So this tool right here is cropping, and that's actually cool, but I want to try what it would look like. I just want to see what it would look like if I crop in even more, where I cut out his eyes and his forehead. So, ooh, I like that. Ooh, okay, hold on. All right. Just by us cutting out his like by his eye level right there, you sort of I sort of force people to look at this this kiss right here, this almost kiss kind of vibe. So I like that way better. And let's just see what it would look like if I turn up the contrast just a tiny bit more. I should like that too. um, and then here's another trick that I would do. So this graduated filter, um, right now, I really want people to pay attention to here, and I don't want people to look at the detail down here. So what I do is click on the graduated filter, and under sharpness, you can turn that all the way down to -100. What it does is it turns the sharpness down here. Anything that's in this red box right there is where I'm putting the graduated filter effect. So if you are on your Lightroom and you have this red box, you can deselect it by clicking here, and that will take the red away. I'll show you a little bit before the graduated filter. See how everything, look at her, the detail in her dress right here, and then look at it again when it's on. You see how blurry that is? And that's what we want to achieve. So done. So once, then by creating this blurriness down here, people's eyes just automatically go into something that is more in focus, which is their faces. And here's a little bit before the whole thing and after. Before and after. All right, so now with this photo, this photo was photographed in Banff, also last year when I visited Canada. First thing first, before I do anything, is I want to make sure that my composition is right. So I use the crop tool and crop this photo a little bit better and hit enter. So now my couple is right in the center. The light was so even that day, and it's just perfect. I love how blue everything is. I have blue sky, the blue in this lake, and then in his suit as well. And when I think of all the blueness, two things that I can think of. First is my Alkai or HD Rialto would keep the blues really well, versus the Snoqualmie one where everything is more warm. So I would do, I'm just thinking out loud, I'm not sure what I want to use yet, but Alkai looks really nice on their skin tone right there. Then after one click, you can see that everything looks kind of way better. So here's before and after, before and after. Watch out her face right here. I'll do before again. Look at that contour on her face. Like, ugh, that's so pretty. All right, sorry. So one thing I noticed right away is I wish the shadow in the trees and around here would be a little bit brighter so that the photo just doesn't look muggy. What I do is I drag shadow up, just nice and slow. You don't have to go fast. Just a bit. And right away, I like that a lot. Remember when we talk about white balance? Here, I want to play with it again to see what would happen if I make this photo warmer. Ooh, yes. So right then and there, you can see skin is instantly warm, and I can keep the blue down here and up here still super blue, and I like that a lot. Once again, remember this graduated filter where we make everything, the sharpness is -100. And I want to try that here as well, and look instantly like his little his shoe right there and her dress right there is super blurred out, and hit OK. Now your eyes are forced to look right in the middle of the image, which is really cool. So for this photo, right away, I knew that I want to make this black and white. I want to make this look as moody as possible. And I want to show you guys my all-time favorite black and white preset, which is the HD rattlesnake from pack 2. So one click and we can see that it's super moody already. I would crop this photo a little bit more, and you can see that I crop my photos in Lightroom, aka in post, a lot. I One thing I want to encourage you guys is don't be shy. Like don't be afraid of cropping. Cropping is a great way to just get out of your comfort zone, get out of your box, and just edit the way that's just right to each photo instead of sticking to the normal routine that you do every day. So this photo is a quite dark. What I would do is increase the brightness here, and I'm increasing by just increasing exposure. That's all I'm doing. So why I like it here is I'm watching her skin against his shirt. I don't want his shirt to be too bright. That would take away the center focus, which is the ring and the hand holding and all of this here. I also would like for things to pop. And for things to pop, what I do is increase my contrast even more. Watch out. Okay, well, I'll go back real quick. So I want you guys to take a look at their hands together. Take a look at their hands. So now this is contrast low. This is contrast when it's higher. Look how everything just have like an oomph to it. These shadows here, I might go up just a tiny bit, just tiny, not too much. And instantly everything just sort of like kind of like, ooh, like the way that he's holding her, their hands. I'm just sorry guys, I'm just feeling like all the feels, and I need to put my feelings into words a little bit better. One more thing, another tip, another trick that I do, this little brush tool, click on it, same thing. Remember when we do sharpness like -100, then I would increase the size of this thing by hitting the size and go up bigger, as big as you want. So now when I brush over this area, wherever I brush over, it will create this blurriness. And then I would do like around the edges, just like kind of right there, maybe down here too, even though it's so dark that it's kind of hard to see, but I just kind of go all around, anywhere but their arms, just so that their arms would just be in the focus, like in the center of attention. So how you would see the before and after of that brush is clicking here. See, I'll turn it off and you guys look at the corner. And then once again, off. Look at her neck. On, off, and on. It's the little thing that goes a long way. And to me, this photo is perfect right here. Ah, that's so pretty. So before and after. Once again, and after. And the last photo that I'm really excited to show you guys how I would edit is this photo. The reason why is I know that us wedding photographers sometimes have to photograph in the middle of the day where the sun was super harsh, or you just live in an area that you just don't have that Pacific Northwest moody overcast vibe. And so how would you edit photos like this? So first of all, I would photograph backlit, knowing that this rock is what I want to include in this photo. I wanted to make sure the sun is somewhere over here, so when I photograph, my client's skin is soft and even. Then for editing, first thing is, once again, pick a preset that you love. I'm just gonna go for the HD Snoqualmie here, and you can see how washed out everything is. That's because this preset is created for a backlit situation like this, but darker. So what we can do is turn the exposure down. Go nice and slow, wait, look at what I'm looking at is the highlight of the sky, because I want to preserve the highlights a little bit more. So I go lower on the exposure, but then the next thing I can do is drag the shadows up, so then anything in the shadow, which would be their faces, would be brighter. So I'll just go nice and slow. And because this was a sunny day, and I had my white balance under cloudy, probably because that's how I photograph that's how I take photos almost 99% of the time. My temperature was automatically at 6,000, about 6,300. What I would do is drag this temperature up until I get that overall warm. So what I do is I drag this temperature up until I get that overall warm that I really want. That looks pretty cool. One thing that I want to do too is that I want them to stand out from the rocks that's around them. So that's when I would use this circular, I don't know, is there a name for this tool? Okay, whatever this is. Hold on. Radial. Oh gosh. This radial filter. What I'm doing is create a radial filter around them, and I want to make sure that around them, the thing outside the circle is darker. So what I do is click on the show selected mask overlay. This is what I want to see. If your circular circle is painted red on the subject instead of around them, you want to click on this button right here, or unclick it in this case. So when it's clicked on invert, you're painting the couple. When you click on it again and it's masking the outside area of the circle, you're painting the outside of the circle. Now that we know that we're painting the outside of the circle, I'll click this again so the red would go away and I can see what I'm doing. For exposure, I'll just type in maybe -0.3, and I can see before and after real quick. So before, after, before, after. You can see right away your couple, it pops out from the whole background. Now, because we make everything darker, we need to brighten up the whole scenery just a tiny bit, just to see how we like it. And the thing with photo editing, you guys, is that there's no one way of doing things. Sometimes I turn my exposure all the way down and I'm like, oh, I wish I need to go back up. So now I like it a little bit more, but I still don't think it's warm enough. So I want to drag this up just a tiny bit more. It's warmer, maybe. Ooh, okay, too warm. And then maybe my tint needs to be like around 9. Oh, yes. So yeah, we put a little bit more of that magenta into our photo, a little bit warmer into our photo. So this is before and this is after. Ooh, I like that. So all the presets and filters that I talked about in my video, you can visit my website, which is Henry2 Photography, henry-2.com. You can click on for photographers, HD presets, and this is where you see all of this stuff. I'll include all the link in the description below as well. But from here, you can see pack 1, pack 2, pack 3. Click on each one of them so you can learn more about them. You can even see like this video where I edited 40 photos altogether. You can see some example of before and after right here. Oh, I got, ooh, fun. Yeah, so you can see before and after. If you have more questions, you can always find our Facebook group, be a part of our Facebook group, learn about how people edit, ask people ask me if we can edit some stuff for you to see, and if you like it, then you can purchase this right here. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you guys learn a little bit here and there on how I edit photos, what I look for when I edit photos. And if you found the information helpful, please give me a thumbs up, comments, let me know how I do. If you want to learn anything else about photography business or editing or just anything at all, just let me know in the comment below. And thank you so much. Stay safe and healthy. Bye.